Good morning, everyone. My name's Grant Cohn. I cover the 49ers for Sports Illustrated's All 49ers. That's what it's called. And today I'm going to be taking your calls for the next hour. I just dropped the link in the chat and in the description of the video, so let's get started. If you think the Niners are going to win, I'd like to hear why. If you think they're going to lose, I'd like to know why. I think everyone really expects the Niners to win. Does anyone expect the Eagles to win? Does anyone expect a blowout? I'd like to know. Curious. We can talk about your expectations for the game, how you think Trey Lance is going to be used, if he's going to be used at all, what you think of the cornerback situation. What's up, OG?
Hey, what's going on, Grant?
Hey, how you doing?
Just 1 second. Oh, shit.
Okay, we'll get you in a minute, OG. Good start. All right. Happens sometimes. That's why he is the OG. Oh, Korean 49er. Hey, man, how you doing?
You.
Good.
A couple points for you. I'll keep them quick. We talked about earlier in the offseason that this team is counting on numerously injured players to contribute through the entire season. And now it's kind of coming back and biting them in the backside. I mean, I'm very sad that Jason Verrett got injured in the first game. He did well that last year, but you can't continually count on a player like him to make it through a full season when he hasn't yet in his career. Not sure why the team keeps doing that to themselves.
Yeah, it's funny. This Verrett's the obvious one, but another one is Emmanuel Mosley. I mean, he hasn't had big injuries, but he's never really been a full-time starter for a long time. He had a bunch of injuries last year. He was in and out of the lineup, and now he hasn't played a game, and he missed, most of the offseason, and they're down to their third and fourth corners right off the bat. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and that kind of leads to the second point is not sure the draft record early in drafts for John and Kyle have been great because look at how many of those players from those first three rounds since 2017 aren't even on the team anymore or can't even get on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true.
Because I can only count on McGlinchey and Bosa and I believe Debo are the only ones I can think of right off the top of my head that have been able to contribute when they were selected where they were in those drafts.
Right. That's true.
So,
it's true. It's not a good sign.
Yeah.
You think they'll win this week?
I think it'll be a very close game. I understand why the line is moving, very, very close to maybe like a 1.5 for the 49ers, maybe.
Yeah.
Or, the line is changing. So, but I saw GNR on Thursday, so I'm still getting beat up from that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, still a little tired from that. But thank you for doing the Cohn phone today. And
what did you do on Thursday?
See Guns N' Roses at Wrigley Field.
Oh, nice. Sorry, I didn't hear that. That's cool. How were they?
Yep. They were good. Axel's voice was a little off, but I can't expect expect him to do the 25-year-old high singing voice.
I don't think so.
Now. No.
But
they were good. Can't complain or cry about it. So
all right.
Thank you, Grant. I appreciate it.
Good to see you, man. Take care.
Yep.
Let's get back to the OG. Give him another chance. What's up, man?
Hey, good morning, Grant. Sorry about that. I kicked myself out.
It's all good, man. All good.
Hey, Grant, really quick, because I've been seeing this on Twitter, so I want to see if you want to confirm it. Can you confirm that it's going to be Lenore and Norman starting?
I can't confirm it. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. But I'm not down. I'm not there. I'm in the Bay Area, so I don't know. But
okay.
I would imagine it's going to be Norman because the first man off the bench last week was Dante Johnson, and it can't be Dante Johnson.
No, please. No, I already had enough headaches.
Right?
I had enough headaches. It's like deja vu of Antonio Langham. It's like deja vu all over again.
Played against the Eagles last year and gave up the big touchdown to lose the game. Remember?
Right, I remember that. Yeah. Here's my theory. I want to see if you want to see if you agree or disagree. Is it possible? Let's pretend Lenore and Norman start. Let's just pretend. Is it possible that my theory will be the 49ers will run a 4-2-5 quarters coverage and disguise the coverage, which means like they show man, but they go in man zone or zone? What do you think about my theory on that?
I think it sounds it could work, but they may want to get an eighth guy in the box.
Yeah, definitely. I do agree.
They may
That's
go
a Jimmy.
high. Was what I was thinking. They may go like cover 3, but I
The
don't know.
only reason why I say that because I really don't trust Josh Norman yet in going straight up man to man. So
Right.
what my other theory, what I'm going to is, do you think? Let's just like I said, pretend if they do the 4-2-5 quarter coverage on Norman's side, they're gonna probably zone on his side and let Lenore go 1-on-1. Which kind of makes me nervous, but it does kind of make sense. But what do you think?
See, I don't think it's what I would do because to me, if I were the defensive court, if I were D'Amico Ryans, I'd be primarily worried about Philly's running game.
Right.
I mean, if you go nickel against their base offense, they have a good 2 tight end offense.
Right.
I think they're gonna. I mean, if I were Sirianni, the thing about Sirianni is he runs the ball a lot. Go back and look at his run pass ratios in Indy the last 3 years, and now he has a quarterback who's a dual threat. I think they're going to run a lot, and I think that's got to be your primary, not coverage. Your primary concern has to be stopping the run.
And then the matchup, I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. So hopefully my theory is correct, but we'll see. Like you said,
Yeah.
The matchup I'm going to want to see is can the 49ers D line contain Jalen Hurts and not over pursue him? That what I'm going to be keeping an eye on. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's clutch. That's huge because that's the reason they lost to Kyler Murray week 1 last year, and they did a great job containing him at the end of the season. So, I mean, it seemed to me when I was watching Jalen Hurts, he doesn't do a lot from the pocket. Like it's all very
exactly. That's where I was going.
It's like Jimmy Gimme's from the pocket, but he can get outside the pocket and he can make throws rolling right or rolling left. So clearly, it's on the defensive ends not to rush too far upfield. It's on Ryans to probably bring a blitzer, like a corner blitzer, probably from Hurts's right, so he can't escape to the right. That's what Saleh used to do by the end last season. Bring the blitzer, nickel or corner blitz.
Well, here's the problem I have with the corner blitz. If they do that and they over pursue, that lose containment on Jalen Hurts. That's my issue with it.
Yeah, exactly. Then you defeat the purpose, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Grant, I want to keep it short because I got my niece's birthday party. I got to set up the bounce house and everything. But thank you for taking my call.
All right, man. Don't get in there, man. It's only for kids. See you, dude. 49er kid, what's up, man?
What's up, Grant?
How you doing?
See you. I'm doing good.
What is up?
Okay, so I have a few questions. So I did a little bit of research from a few weeks ago. Or last week, but I found out that the Eagles' tallest corner is actually 6 foot, Darius Slay.
Yeah, he's good.
And last week, Jalen Hurts was healthy, so I was thinking we should use him. But now I'm thinking we should use Juwan Jennings because he's big, right? He's like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, he's 6'3". Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should try some jump balls because they're short. I mean, we have to try to abuse them because they're not tall.
You think Steven Nelson, not that tall. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
with that. Okay. You're thinking like the offensive coordinator. Okay, I like it. It.
And then, do you think we should use Ebucom as that spy like he was in LA?
I don't think the way I would use him. I don't think he's necessarily spying. I think if you have him as an edge rusher, he's not gonna do what Armstead does or what Bosa does. He's not going to rush too far upfield. He's not going to let the guy escape the pocket. And I think that's really important because with Jalen Hurts, I don't think you really need to sack him. I mean, of course you want to, but what's more important is to just like, hey, man, stand still and play the position the traditional way. That's kind of, start there. Don't over pursue. That's what I would do. Ebicom's good at that. Ebicom's really good at that. So I think they should, if D Ford, is a little too aggressive, give Ebicom some shots.
Yeah. And then one more thing. Do you know if Alabama ever plays Oregon? Because I'm not a big college football fan.
I don't think very often. No.
Okay, because I was thinking maybe who will be our number one corner? Will it be Lenore or Norman?
It'll probably be Lenore.
Then Lenore should be on Devontae Smith, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think they ever face each other.
Yeah. Okay. Because Devontae is like 6 foot and Lenore's 5'10", right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe they played each other or something, but I guess not.
Yeah. Hey, look, Niner kid, good call.
Thanks.
Enjoy the game tomorrow.
I will.
All right, see you. Hey, Darius, how you doing?
What's up, Grant?
What's up, man? It's been a while.
Yes,
Nice
it has.
jersey. Love it.
Thanks. So, I was watching the game last week, and I've been kind of keeping up on like your analysis on stuff because you generally do change your analysis the more you think about the game, the more you go through the
Sure.
week. And I was thinking, so one thing I think it's been a hot topic, but it's also been a soft topic is Jimmy Garoppolo's performance. I
Let's
think a
talk about it.
lot. I think a lot of people are still trying to underrate his performance because he went out there and he did exactly what he needed to do. And the reason why that game came close at the end was because the defense started to fall apart towards the end of the third and throughout the fourth.
Okay.
And I really like what he did. And I think this Eagles game is going to be a test for him because I think he is playing with that chip on his shoulder, like everybody's been saying, and
Yeah.
he's trying to go out there and prove himself. And
Okay.
like you said in your analysis, after that fumble, he played a great game. That
He did.
That Debo touchdown, that was a lot more on Debo than him because Debo is just that good at playing wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But what's that's my question. What are some things you've noticed that have changed with him and his process that led to that game on Sunday and could see this
Jimmy?
throughout the season? Yeah. Have you seen like any kind of difference in him or just the mentality of it?
I think we saw the best of Jimmy in that game because he didn't get hit. He got hit 3 times in that game. And I think what we've seen from him in certain games is he's had a tough time staying healthy. He wants to be healthy, but he knows he gets injured. And I think he knows he's had a tough time protecting himself. And certain games where he gets hit early, you start to see the worst of Jimmy, at least last year. Maybe it was because he was injured already. But in this game, you saw a guy without the knee brace on, a guy who was healthy, and a guy who knew that he was not going to get hit much in that game. And I think he looked like the most confident I've seen him in a very long time. I'm curious to see if the Eagles front seven can kind of keep the Niners run game in check and force this game into Jimmy's hands. They have the pass rush to rough him up a little bit. They did it to Nick Mullins last year. I'd like to see how Jimmy could respond to that kind of a game because that's inevitable. If they're going to win the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo this year, he's going to have to make it through some games like that where he just gets beat up. It's every quarterback. And the Lions didn't present that challenge. So I'm just curious to see. I mean, the Eagles most certainly do. So let's see what happens this week.
Because when you say that he didn't get like beat up, and there's gonna be times he got beat up, I think immediately thought of 2019 versus the Saints. He got crushed that game.
Yeah.
He got crushed that game, and so was Drew Brees in that game. To be fair, it was an offensive showdown, and he got absolutely crushed, and he still managed to come out with the W. So I do think it is a thing that he feels more confident in himself than he has ever before. He's not like injured. I think he trusts his O line more than everything before. 2019, I can kind of tell he didn't fully trust everybody on that line, and last year the line just fell apart really quick early on in the season with the injuries. But right now we have a basically healthy line. And I think it's going to end up being a good year for him to. And you can also tell he's starting to move around a bit more in that pocket. He's not just sitting in the pocket. He's letting himself kind of move out of it to get the better pass. So, but one thing I kind of want to see him do less of is try to go directly to the hot read because you saw him do that. He immediately was like shifted to his hot read and try to go there. He did on some plays he diverted from it, but this weekend, I think they're gonna be looking more at his hot reads, looking more at him to find his hot read, and I think he has to find the guy that isn't his hot read, but is open and can make the play. So that's what I'm thinking.
I love it, Darius. Good call.
Cool.
Thanks for calling in, man. It's been a while. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Have a good one, man. Oh wait, hold on. Got to get first in line. What's up, 88 Niner?
Grant, first of all, I want to say thank you very much, man. I'm originally from the Bay Area, and it's just so awesome that you do this show, man.
Thanks, man. Where you calling from right now?
I'm actually I'm living in Annapolis, so I'm in Ravens County right now.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Couple quick points. First of all, I am a super Trey Lance fan. I mean, I like Jimmy. I like when we brought him here, but I love Trey Lance, and that ball that was thrown to Debo was very much underthrown. He had to slow way down in order to catch it, and then ran the full speed in order to get that touchdown. Nobody brought that up last week.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I watched all 4 games in our division, and we scored the most points, but we also gave up the most points, and it was against arguably the weakest team in the entire freaking league. So I'm a little concerned about that. Our defense isn't as stout as I would like it to have been, and that, albeit we lost our brains back there in the secondary, and I'm a bit concerned about that. But that's it, man. I just appreciate you hosting this for the fans and giving us the opportunity to talk, and keep up the good work, man. I love it.
Thanks, man. Great call. Calling anytime.
Will do.
All right, man. Take care. That was a good call. What's up, Anu?
Hey, Grant. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. Excited about the Niners this year, but perplexed about Trey Lance.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, the way they're developing him, I think we were right in the draft to go get him. I mean, that touchdown pass he threw to Trent Sherfield in the preseason, that was John Elway. That was stunning.
I thought so. Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So he's got Mahomes and Wilson like potential.
Yeah.
But we're treating him like a scout team quarterback. I just don't get it.
I think what's happening is there's a lot of things happening, but I think it's the Shanahans. And Kyle and Mike are very old school. Like, to them, it's still 1994, 7. And I think in that mindset, you do not play the rookie quarterback right away unless forced to by management. And in the case of RG3, you bring him along slowly and like get him to like fit a pro style offense. I think what you're seeing right now is like the progressive way to go about having a mobile quarterback is what the Eagles are doing. You give him a college style offense and let him win games for you right now. Like, why are you trying to change him? The whole thing in the NFL right now is these mobile quarterbacks win now because the game that they can play isn't that hard. As soon as you get out of the pocket, what are you reading? There's nothing to read. You're a playmaker and you're the best athlete on the field and you have the ball and everyone's sort of like at your mercy. And Kyle wants to keep Trey in the pocket. You stand right there. Like, don't use your legs. Make it really hard. Why? Because that's how we did it. That's how they did it with Steve Young. And it's like, all right, man, well, okay, well, you're just going to waste your window here. And by the time that he maybe develops into this, what's going to happen is he probably won't develop into that player and you'll be disappointed. Meanwhile, you have guys like Jalen Hurts playing a really simple college-style offense and winning when Trey Lance is probably better than Jalen Hurts. That's my
absolutely 100%. I think your insights on, the change around the pocket, those are really brilliant because that is the NFL.
And I don't understand why Kyle Shanahan is so insistent on his quarterback staying in the pocket when he invests in offensive linemen who don't specialize in pass protection. Like, you don't even do this well. If you had the kind of offensive lineman that New England has or New Orleans has, I could see it. But you don't. You go for, the guys who are good in run blocking. So you should really want a quarterback like Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Trey Lance, who can bail you out when it's time to drop back.
Absolutely. And Kyle's drop back game and shotgun game is really vanilla.
Yeah.
The routes take too long to develop. There's no safety valve. And then if you blitz 6, like many teams have learned how to do, you hit the quarterback and you put pressure on him all game.
That's right.
They don't make any adjustments on those.
And what happened against the Lions is it was all run, play action all game. And they're great at that. But you can't do that every game, all year. If they could, they would have won the Super Bowl. But eventually you get in drop back mode. And then what happens? Pass protection is an issue. Jimmy Garoppolo's indecisiveness is an issue. All those stuff. Then the turnovers happen, essentially.
Yeah, hopefully they'll put Lance in more as the year goes along. But I feel like, they still organizationally, there's some gaps. It doesn't feel like a Super Bowl winning championship type culture. Just look at what Tampa did. Tampa Bay's owner was so humble. After they won the Super Bowl, he thanked Tom Brady for teaching them how to win.
Yeah.
I don't see that type of winning culture here. I think we have a Super Bowl roster or pretty close to it. and we could win it, but we haven't turned the corner as an organization in terms of thinking, in terms of development. And if we go up against a Tampa Bay in the playoffs, why wouldn't Tom Brady show Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance the business? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like a lot of people are looking at this season. It's like, hey, it's a good story. Jimmy's playing well.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they beat the Lions, but is he a franchise quarterback? Is he taking this team to a Super Bowl victory from what we're seeing? I don't see it that way. As the previous caller said, I mean, this team didn't look the best of the NFC West teams last week, and they were going against the Lions. So I think it's fair to wonder, where is this team going, and what are they accomplishing right now by sort of keeping Trey Lance on the bench and not letting him throw? It seems like good things happen when he throws, but I don't know.
Very odd. I mean, running him like in between the tackles. What is that?
I don't know.
It's like buying a Ferrari and treating it like a pickup truck.
That's exactly what it is. So let's take it off-roading. Oh, okay. Why? But it's really fast. You don't want to go on the freeway? No, he's not ready for that. It's not ready. So we're gonna have to take it off-roading.
Yeah. I think losing Dre Greenlaw really, really hurts. I mean, he is probably one of the most underrated defenders in the NFL. And who's going to cover those fast Eagles backs? I don't think tomorrow's game is a given, by the way. I think it's going to be a really tight game.
I think it's going to be a really tight game, too. No Emmanuel Mosley. This is not the Lions. It's not Tyrell, whatever his name is. Who are those? I forget it. Tyrell Williams? It's not that guy. It's Devontae Smith and Jalen Reed. It's 2 first-round picks and another guy who runs a 4.3. So I got to take some more calls, but it's always a pleasure to see you, man. Great job.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Hey, man, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you too, Grant.
What's up?
How you doing?
San Leandro's finest.
I wanted to. Yeah, San Leandro's finest. You already know.
That's right.
I just wanted to bring up the other day. Your dad mentioned. Well, I think you asked your dad on the Cohn Zone if he could have anybody from that Harbaugh era and put them on this team, he would pick Jim Harbaugh. I want to know what you think about that, and if you could compare Jim Harbaugh's leadership to Kyle's leadership.
Man, Jim Harbaugh did a really good job of pumping up the egos of his players. Like, Kyle has a type, I think. Like, Kyle's players don't have egos, in my opinion. Very, very, very small ones. They're very down to earth and kind of chill, Harbaugh's weren't. Harbaugh's attitude was like, he got everyone to think you're the baddest mofo in the league. Don't take crap from the media. Don't take crap from the Seahawks. And there was a whole different bravado from that team that it was a lot harder to cover because all the players basically gave you like the go screw yourself look when you try to talk to them and you don't get that now. Like it's their dream to work with now, but that was kind of Harbaugh's thing. And I don't know. I mean, he always had a very confident quarterback. I think he's the anti-Kyle in that sense. Like, Kyle's kind of the guy who beats down his quarterback. It's like, look, the play worked. It's your fault. And I feel like we saw Alex Smith kind of struggle with those kind of coaches early in his career. Not that they were as good as Kyle, but just the negativity. Also, I think Jim Harbaugh struggled with those kind of coaches when he was a quarterback, and he just always understood that I need to be his biggest supporter. And I think a lot of coaches get that now. Kyle should too.
Yeah, I mean,
it would go a long way if Kyle went up to Trey or Jimmy and was like, I think you're freaking great. Even if he didn't mean it, it would go such a long way for those guys' confidence.
Yeah, if not Jimmy, at least do it for Trey. I mean, you invested so much into him, right? Like, I mean, you give Jimmy the fat contract, and then you give Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, who do you think, if you had to pick one of the two to be the head coach of this team right now, who would take the team further? Who would you take?
I'll take Kyle. Here's why. I think Harbaugh's best days are way behind him. Well, his prime as a coach was 2007 to 2013. And that was a long run, and he made a lot of money, but he's been pretty mediocre in college. I mean, I don't follow it that closely, but he's made a lot of money. He's pretty mediocre. He never wins the big one. It seems like at this point, I would rather have a coach who hasn't proven, who has a chip on his shoulder and has something to prove, and maybe not those deep of pockets. I would take Kyle at this point. Although Kyle's super rich too. I would take someone like Nick Sirianni. I really like what he's doing in Philly. I like him. Someone like that.
Yeah,
So
this
like
matchup's going to be scary.
It's going to be good. I like the trend of young coaches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of young coaches now. You know, obviously Salah's the new guy in New York, and then, you know, like you said, Sirianni and Dan Campbell, kind of young. I mean, he's brand new, so
yeah,
you know, he's a little middle aged, but yeah.
There's Cliff Kingsbury isn't a good example, but there's a lot of coaches who kind of understand where offensive football is going, and I think you can get coaches. I don't know. Mm-hmm. The thing of the Niners are so grateful to have Kyle Shanahan because they were so bad 4 years ago when they were hiring, but now I feel like a lot of people would like to coach this team, and they should be a little bit maybe harder on Kyle, just like hold him to a higher standard. I don't know.
Yeah,
but again, they're 1-0. They might be 2-0 by tomorrow, so I'm not going to be too. I mean, he's not on the hot seat.
Yeah, I mean, if they're 2-0 tomorrow, it's because the Niners are just the better team. You know, if you just look at the roster. But if they lose tomorrow, I mean, it could be a couple of factors. Like the Niners don't match up well against this Eagles team. You know, they struggle against mobile quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts can run and obviously dice up a defense as well, as he showed. Well, Falcons suck, but he showed last week that he's competent, right? And then they've got a good O-line, good E-line, and pretty good receivers. Young receiving core. We just lost Verrett, so it'll be a tough matchup.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for calling in, man.
All right, thank you for taking my call, Grant.
Of course. See you soon. Tony, what's up?
Oh, hello, Grant. Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, phenomenal. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm actually in Honolulu right now. I'm about to go fishing. They're about to open the fishing grounds any minute. So.
Oh wow! Was it 8:30 in the morning over there?
7:30.
7:30.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Prohibitive for your Cohns and Collins, but very every once in a while I do. But so I've been thinking a lot this week about the San Francisco 49ers, and without Jason Verrett, it changes the calculus of how we have to win games. I think the team needs to become an offense-first team that is built to play from a lead. Because if they get up 2-3 scores on the Eagles, which is going to be a very, very tough task, I think they're going to be able to. But if they can, then they can tee off and send the edge rushers and play with that lead. I think they need to be a team that passes now to set up the run, and they need to build up early leads. And Kyle needs to jump into his bag and pull out all the good plays he possibly can early in this game to build up an early lead. Because if it is a close game like it was last year with Nick Mullins, the team that holds the ball last, I think is probably going to end up winning it. And I'm very concerned with the defense's ability to cover the perimeter with Jalen Hurts. And I wouldn't have thought this 3 weeks ago. I was getting high, feeling pretty good, But without Verrett, and with all these young corners, I'm very concerned about Niners' ability to win. That's my honest, non-fanboy assessment. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you had told Niner fans before the season that week 2 they're going to be playing the Eagles without Verrett and Mosley, be kind of nervous. But now they're not really talking about it. But yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. Also, the other side of what you said, I don't know if this Niners team is built to play from behind. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think that they are. If they can get ahead, then they have advantages on the edge. But if they're a puncher's matchup, oh man, I just worry about that. Something too, and this is as it relates to the Lions game. How much do in the last 2 seasons we kind of did a lot of hay about West Coast teams traveling to the East Coast, and as was evident on the first offensive play in Detroit, there was the butt sweat fumble, and then in the fourth quarter when the team ran out of gas, balls were going off of a little face mask, and and Debo was fumbling. Is there any time zone lag that could have contributed to the overperformance by the Lions?
Maybe. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I know that I was very tired when I came home from Detroit, so maybe I was exhausted. I don't know. That's a tough one. But I want to say real quick with what I was thinking about, the Eagles, I don't know. They're going to be playing a 3-4 defense. Like, people don't realize it, but what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to shut down the outside zone with the 3-4. I don't know if it'll work, but they did it last week, and they went up against the Falcons. Everyone says the Falcons suck. Okay, well, the Falcons have Arthur Smith, who is implementing the same kind of outside zone running scheme. It's what he did in Tennessee with Derrick Henry. So all we know is they implemented the 3-4 specifically to counteract that kind of. It's coming. They're going to do it again. Will it be effective? It was effective last week on Mike Davis, not as much on Cordell Patterson. Let's see what they do on Elijah Mitchell. If Elijah Mitchell doesn't have a big game, the Niners are going to have a very tough time. Very important for Elijah Mitchell to go off in this game because they don't seem to have any other running backs that they really trust at this time.
I agree with you there, which is the reason why I think they're not going to come out passing, because I think they're going to run blitz up, going to try to stop our zone running scheme. Niners got to come out.
They're going to have that 3-4 to set the edge. It's not going to be easy to get to the perimeter for Elijah Mitchell. I'm telling you, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
I agree. One thing, and I got to go. By the way, Cordell Patterson is the player that Kyle Shanahan wishes that Jalen Hurd was. He looked so good last week.
I don't understand why the Niners haven't signed Cordell Patterson. He's so perfect for what they want to do, and he's so consistently the same guy every year. I love that guy. Anyway, great to see you, man.
Anyway,
he does. He does. He's the best. Have a good time. Lawless, sorry, this was a while ago, says Grant, just be real. Last best quarterback in the division. We need 2019 Jimmy, or we'll miss the playoffs. I know you got to be positive. At least admit this season will be interesting. It's going to be a really hell of an interesting season. I think they need better than 2019 Jimmy. I think they need 2016 Matt Ryan, something like that. Okay, Jaden, you're gonna be next. All right, Raymond, what's up, dude?
What's up, G? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing?
Hey,
chilling in the garage. What's up?
That's chilling. Hey, so I don't know what's gonna go on with Trey Lance and Jimmy, but I know everybody. I'm tired of hearing about anything referenced to 2019. I feel like anybody saying that hey, we need any type of, because when you think about, there's no. Like, what's the greatest dominant defense anymore? There is no dominant defense anymore. And I think the NFL wanted it like that so they could always put up points for ratings and what it is,
True.
So you don't need a dominant defense to win a Super Bowl. You need a just okay defense to help win a Super Bowl, but you need a dominant offense to win a Super Bowl. You need all those levels of a great run game, a great passing game. You need to be balanced. You need to be able to do both. Unless you're Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, But I think the thing is for the 49ers this year, looking at the way Jimmy's played so far, I mean, it's week one. I mean, we have overreaction on both sides of positivity and negativity. We're not going to really know what this team is until week 8. After they go through the gauntlet of their games within their division, we'll have a better understanding of what they're capable of doing. But in your opinion, if you just looked at these teams and you looked offensively, where do the 49ers rank in the division?
I got to say last. I'm sorry. They have an excellent running game. They really do. And they have good playmakers. But I think they're just limited by their quarterback in ways that the other teams aren't. I mean, I'm sorry. I think the Niners are probably going to end up with the lowest rated offense in this division. Now, I know it's the highest rated right now. They scored 41 points. We'll see what happens. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like we usually are always going to have a pretty good offensive game plan. But like Tony referenced earlier, I feel like this is on the offense this season. I feel like going forward, it's most likely going to be on the offense of this team, depending on how far the team goes. for having an offensive-minded coach, it always never made sense to me that we were so defensive-oriented and we weren't dominated by the offensive side of the ball.
Well, let me say one thing. I think the red zone efficiency should improve this year with Trey Lance. I mean, they're going to use Trey Lance in the red zone. Hold on. I think if Trey Lance gets this job and starts playing more, they can be a dominant offense, because at that point, like, the only thing holding them back is his inexperience. Like, they have everything in terms of, except for like great pass protection. They would have everything you would want an offense to have in terms of skill sets. If they can make that transition,
they have
becomes ready. But as long as Jimmy's here, nothing against Jimmy, but you know what the limit of this offense is. You know what it's going to look like.
Yeah, I know exactly. I know, and that's the thing is, it's like, man, I understand the guy can be efficient. I understand he has his moments where he could do well. But the ceiling is just, we know what the ceiling is, and I think for some fans, they're like, no, like, he's going to transform it. Dude, he's 30 years old. What do you think this guy's going to transform into? It's like, he is what he is. He's efficient. When everything's going well around him, it's good. But when you get to the playoffs and you play against the best competition, and they take away what it is that you do, I think that's why some of us fans still feel like, man, we've seen that already. We've seen that already, where when you're going to play against the best and they take away the middle of the field, they're going to force you to go outside. They're going to take away the run. Are you going to be able to make those plays? Unless Jimmy's arm has supremely gotten much more stronger and much more accurate, it's like, on the deep balls, I don't understand where you're thinking this is going to come from, where we're going to stretch the field and put pressure on defenses. I thought that's why we got Trey Lance. I thought that's what the point of this was to make it more difficult for opposing defenses.
Yeah, but that's for 2025. That's for 2025.
It's like, man, I mean, I get it. I've never had no personal problem with Jim. It's just like, I thought we already went through this whole thing when the coach made it known that he wanted to move on, and it's like, fans get so upset. No, actually, we like Jim. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. But in this game coming up against the Eagles, for me, the offensive player who has to do well, who needs to score touchdowns, who needs to have that impact that puts them over the top, is George Kittle. Same thing with George. When you're making this much money and you're treated as you are on this team as a captain, and you're playing against a team that doesn't really have good linebackers, you should have better matchups. Then George needs to set that tone and put up the points, I think, early on. I don't think we can play every
George
game
needs to score a touchdown.
George needs to put up a touchdown. Challenge of the week.
George, score a touchdown, dude. Everyone has you in the Hall of Fame already. I was looking at the Hall of Fame tight end. Some of these guys have scored 115 touchdowns. I mean, Antonio Gates has scored more than 100 touchdowns. Like, you scored 14. Come on, man. They could use it. I mean, Trent Sherfield could do it too, I guess. Sherfield's their guy in the red zone right now. And Lance. Kittle, come on, man.
Yeah. For me, it's Kittle.
About Jimmy, we were saying the efficiency. Yeah, man, he was like, he had one touchdown. That was good. Kyler had 5. Russell had 4. Stafford had 3. And that's how it's going to be with these guys. So it's just a different level of fire.
If you watch any of those games, like I watched the Ram game, it was like, man, they're going to be putting pressure on defenses all year, going deep. All year, they're going to go deep, putting pressure on defenses. So for us, the 49ers, looking at our young secondary, I'm with play the rookies right now against these games, like against Philadelphia. I thought that you're not going to know what you have anyways. You obviously felt like this was the move to do in the draft because you didn't draft differently and you put your investment in these players with Ambry Thomas and Demo. So I guess it's time to put them in play since you felt like they were going to be good enough depth anyways. So put them in play. If they don't succeed right away, I mean, because think about it, you're going to put in Josh Norman and Drake Kirkpatrick, who haven't been playing, haven't been training, and not expect them to have something pop or tear or sprain or something early on. They're not in football shape still. And you want them to go up against Jalen Reagor and Devontae Smith?
It's true. Here's the thing, though, and then I got to take more calls. And they're in a tough spot because what the Eagles showed week 1 on film was a lot of screens to wide receivers. And Ambry, what he's shown on film so far, is missing tackles. So if Ambry's on the field, he's getting tested. If Norman's on the field, he's getting tested. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how those guys. Because so far, it seems like the league sort of respects Lenore's tape. Like they're like, oh, we're not going to, he does good coverage. So far, I mean, really, they haven't gone after him like that, like a rookie. But the other guys are getting tested for sure. So we'll see. Raymond,
Yeah, well, I think
yeah,
for sure. I think our secondary is going to get tested no matter what. I think you got that,
for sure,
no matter what.
Yeah, let's see what Lenore does too. I mean, it's only been 1 week and he hasn't gone against anyone good yet. So,
all right, man. We'll see.
Good to see you, man.
All right, peace,
have a good day. All right, it's Jaden next, then T Bizzle, then Bay Area Baller, then Karan. O-line bad and pass pro, wide receiver group thin, tight end not a red zone threat, running backs are bargain bin. Maybe Kyle scheme creates false perception. Roster is elite. O-line bad and pass pro, check. Wide receiver group thin. Well, Sherfield's kind of, I don't know about that, but I see what you mean. Tight end not a red zone threat. Dwelly is. Running backs are bargain bin. True. Although that's not a bad thing. Maybe Kyle scheme. I don't know, man. I hear what you're saying. Hey, Jaden.
Hey, man. What's up?
What's going on, dude?
Not much. I'm just over at my friend's house right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, what I want to bring up is, I kind of want to question most of the Niner fans because they're kind of dogging on Jimmy.
Uh-oh. Oh, I lost you. Are you still talking? What happened? Where'd you go? You're still there.
Sorry about that.
Dogging on Jimmy. Okay, keep going.
So, everyone's dogging on Jimmy for like underthrowing that deep throw, right?
Right.
And he wouldn't have even attempted that throw in 2020, 2019. So I say we should give him a little bit credit. He threw it. He threw the ball, not knowing if it was going to get caught or not. But it's not like he wasn't risking anything, in my opinion. Jeff didn't turn his head at all. I feel like Jimmy knew he wasn't because he's a new guy. Yeah. So he laid it up for Debo to go get it, and Debo got it. That's a good thing.
I agree. It was a good play. You gave your playmaker a chance to make a play.
Exactly.
And he did. Yep. It's a good matchup. I mean, you could just look at that and be like, "Oh, Debo Samuel against Jeff Okudah. I'm getting blitzed. It's one-on-one coverage. I trust him. He's supposed to."
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff Garcia could play that way with Terrell Owens 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. He was basically doing the same thing, except obviously Jeff Garcia was better than Jimmy G.
Yeah, I would say so. But yeah, I mean, and T.O. was better than Debo. So yeah, it was funny to hear Debo kind of,
it was a bad throw.
Like, dude, you did what you're supposed to do, man. He gave you a chance. Nice. At least you didn't drop it because I've seen you drop a lot of passes, dude.
Oh, the fumble at the end of the game was a killer for me.
Yeah, killer. And the thing was like, it was a mental error as much as a physical error because he had already gotten the first down. Just go down.
Mm-hmm.
Go down. The game's over. But he's that's
do a somersault or something.
Do a somersault, a backflip. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then
all right, man. What else?
One more thing. Sure. Brandon Ayuk, everyone's like dogging on him too, which I kind of understand. But then again, he's injured, and I think they did a good job of limiting his play, so he didn't get even more injured. So I understand that, like Kyle called him out in the post-game interview or whatever, but at the same time, they did limit him to keep him safe, and I think they did that for the future of the team.
Okay. Do you think he'll start tomorrow?
I don't think he'll start tomorrow. I think they're gonna lay easy until maybe the Seattle game.
Okay, I hear you, man. Yeah. Great to see you, Jaden. Good call.
Great to see you too, man.
Go have a good time with your friend.
For sure.
All right, man. See you.
Peace.
T Bizzle.
What's up, Grant?
What's up, T Bizzle? How you doing?
Good. So I have 3 factors for this season, real quick, that determine our success this season. Okay. And first one, what are we going to get out of the quarterback position? Mm-hmm. In general, it doesn't matter whether Jimmy or Trey. What are we going to get out of the quarterback position? First factor. Second factor, health. Are guys going to be healthy?
Yep.
Third factor, D'Amico Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you. I was wondering if you're going to go there because it's important. And I'm not saying he's going to be bad, but he's replacing someone who was a straight up asset. I mean, the defense was better than the offense like every single year when Saleh was here. And now that's not going to be the case this year. So how much is it going to be a good defense? Because right now it's ranked 25th out of 32 teams, I think. 33 points against the Lions.
There's a lot of talent there, but how are we going to use it?
Yeah, and there is a lot of talent there, and but they need Javon Kinlaw to like play the rest of the season and be good. They need Lenore and Josh Norman to be good. So I'm not saying they won't be. Lenore looks good so far. Kinlaw might be just fine. We'll see. Very important that they get Kinlaw back.
Hey, so I want to do a little publicity here. I'm on a adult tackle football team. It's called the Central Valley Armageddon. Last year was our first year. We went to the championship last year. Anybody who wants to come out and play, you can come out and play. We call it semi-pro. We wear helmets, pads, and everything, but you're not getting paid. It's just like an adult tackle football league. It's called Central Valley Armageddon. Look us up on Facebook. We need some linemen. What?
Is that Sacramento?
Our practices right now are in Manteca. Our coach is from Sacramento. We have over 150 years of coaching experience.
Nice.
Our coaches. We need some linemen right now. We could also use guys that want to come out and play line. They want to do the sexy positions.
Of course.
I'm on the line. We got another guy who is an absolute beast on the line. We need a couple more. We could also use linebackers and cornerbacks. And maybe a tight end, but anybody who wants to come out, follow us on Facebook, Central Valley Armageddon, and come out and play football.
Nice, man. Have fun. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good one, T-Bizzle.
You too.
Peace. From T-Bizzle to Bay Area Baller 18, what it do?
What's up, Grant?
What's up, Eric? How you doing?
Good. Hey, I want to touch on this Lions game. And first off, the Lions defense. What the heck was that coaching staff doing all offseason? Like, Jimmy is only good over the middle. And how many times did we see Debo just running wide open over the middle? Like, dog, what were you guys trying to accomplish defensively?
Once he caught two of those, I was like, all right, well, okay. These teams. But that's just like when you face these teams that aren't in your division, sometimes they're just like, have you not done any homework? What the hell was that? You won't see that from the Seahawks.
No, absolutely not. And I think it's going to be a lot tougher tomorrow. But not only that, I thought the Niners defense, I thought it played well, but we went to a soft coverage too early, right? DeAndre Swift caught 8 balls. Jamal Williams caught 8 balls. Goff was just dinking and dumping, and it was easy yards. And that's how the Lions were able to get some momentum in that second half.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, because, I mean, it's not like they didn't have wide receivers they could throw to. I'm curious to see, and I know this team doesn't throw down the field. It's a lot of screens and stuff. But I'm just curious to see what this secondary does against a legit talent. I mean, Devontae Smith is legit, even though he's only played one game.
I mean, Jalen Reagor's got some talent, too. I liked him coming out of TCU.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
He's at 14 feet, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's quick. And you've touched on it. This is a college offense, right? A lot of tunnel screens, or read options.
I call them SROs, screen run options. We like RP, zone reads paired with screens. If it's not there, quick screen to the wide receiver. It's ball's out of your hands real fast either way, which is smart because I mean, I'm sure people are getting. There were a lot of sacks. I think there were a lot of sacks in Philly last year, right? If I'm not mistaken, and a lot of deep throwing. So Nick Sirianni's like, all right, well, we'll just fix that. Let's just get the ball out of our quarterback.
Absolutely, and that's why it's going to be very important for this defense to tackle. All right, that's something that I'm watching. We're going to need to tackle because this ball's coming out quick.
That's why Ambry,
Miles Sanders, Reagor, if these guys are making players miss, it's going to be tough.
That's why Ambry can't play in this game.
And speaking of Ambry, man, his kick returns were so bad, dude. They were so tentative. That's why I'm pumped up. We got this guy
Dante Pettis kick returns.
Man, it's just like, go get some yards. Get upfield, man. Go hit the hole. But I like this guy Cannon we signed.
Who do you think is going to be the kick returner this week?
I mean, I think it's going to be Cannon at some point, but it might be too soon.
Okay, well, I was going to say, if it's Cannon, what does that mean for Sermon?
Yeah. I think maybe you suit up 4.
They should suit 4.
They should suit 4.
No rule against that, dude. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. The last thing I wanted to touch on, Big Dog, is our defensive ends rushing upfield. All right. I think we might do something similar like in the Super Bowl, what we did with Mahomes a lot. D Ford wasn't trying to rush upfield and create that big alley. It's almost like your QB containing. That's why I expect Ibukam to be very important because he does that excellent. D Ford, we're going to see some of that because we don't want to create these holes. We need disciplined rush lanes because Hurts wants to get out of the pocket.
Yeah, Hurts will take the B gap. If the DNs come too far upfield, he'll go left or right. And he's really good once he wants to step up in the pocket. He wants to step out of the pocket. He's really good at it, dude. Super good at it.
He was squeezing through some tight holes in the O-line. He squeezes through them, and then he's off. And it's like,
and he can break a tackle, and he's quick and he's strong. A lot of people were like, hey, his passing performance wasn't that impressive. From the pocket, it was layups. Outside the pocket, he makes nice throws. Don't let him do it. He will make plays with his arms and his legs outside the pocket. He's really good. I'm impressed, man. He fell to the second reason for what? Why? I don't see it.
I don't think he's that natural of a thrower. I need to see a little bit more. He does have a dynamic element to him.
He fits
but
this
I need
offense
to see,
that he's in, though. He fits this.
Keep
offense.
him in the pocket,
Yeah.
and I want to see what he can do if we can keep him in the pocket. Easier said than done.
Sure.
All right, Grant.
All right, man. Peace.
Yeah.
Pleasure. What's up?
How are you?
Manchester's finest, man. What's going on?
Nothing much. I am in the middle of Philadelphia, Readings Market.
Oh, nice. Back to back. Oh, you made it to the man.
You would have had a much more fun time in Philadelphia. There's a lot to do here. It's fun. It's fun. It's a fun little town. I like it. Two takes. One, that George, 8 and 120, 8 receptions, 120. That's what he needs to get if the 49ers are going to be scoring points.
8 catches, George, 120 and a touchdown.
You know what? They never throw George. George is the most expensive decoy in the NFL, so I'm not even gonna. I'm not.
Hear that, George?
Keep George on my. I don't even play George on my fantasy team anymore. I get burned. 8 and 120 touchdowns, gravy. But I think the real. I think a little bit of Philly success was that they didn't have had tape on these guys. They never really played preseason games. Their starters didn't. And I think, D'Amico, if he really wants to do well, if he wants to show that they made the right decision, moving off Salah and picking him, they can't blitz. They got to play man coverage. They almost have to give him the Josh Allen treatment where they rush with 4 and drop back 7 and let him take and dunk his way down and hope he makes a mistake. And that's how you win the game. You have to be patient, because if you aren't, Armstead's going to push him out, get aggressive, and he's going to run for 25 yards. Keep your lanes. I think it's going to be a very, very quick game. But if they can get him to turn over the ball or be impatient, that's how they're going to win the game. Honestly, it's not going to be sexy.
If they can get an early lead, that would do it too. Because this Philly offense is all built to run and screen, and that doesn't work when you're down 14.
No, it doesn't. So I think it's imperative they start fast, just like it did in Detroit. You know what I mean? And then subsequently, I'll be very interested to see how they do coverage. I think it'll look a lot like 2019 on the back end, because they don't have any speed anymore. They don't have people who can press, cover, man, and do all that stuff. They have to play zone, which thankfully most of them are familiar with. But it'll be interesting how Josh does if he starts. If Mosley starts, I'll be a little bit. If Mosley and the rookie are starting, I'll see a little bit more blitzing. If not, look for
Don't
zone
expect to
and
see Mosley.
Look for Bosa and Ford to earn their money and get pressures and, dink and dunk and go all the way down the field. And that's going to be the game.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. I think quite close. We'll see.
Yes.
Right.
I see.
Tuesday.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Which one are you going to? Do you know?
No, I'm going to Reddy's Market. I'll look at something in there and I'll grab something. So
Okay. I was there 3 years ago when I proposed. Right after I proposed to my wife, we went to that market. Okay, my cousin, shout out to my cousin Eric, love you. Told me to go to the Knicks, and apparently, the real Philly people say, like, hey, get the roast pork. Don't get the roast pork. Don't do it.
Okay.
Sorry, Eric. It's very dry. There's like broccoli rabe in it. I was like, yo, wait a second, man. This is way too healthy. Where is the cheese? Don't do it. Have a great time, though.
All right. Thank you.
Later.
I'll see you.
Okay, hold on. I want to get Amin. I'm gonna let Amin jump because he's a kid. What's up, Gunsy? I'm gonna get you though. What's up, man?
What's up?
I'm not a kid. What's up? That's a nice shirt.
Man,
that is a nice shirt. I like that shirt.
Yeah, I just woke up with this shirt on, so.
Nice. What's poppin', man?
I mean, for me, week 1 was really concerning because obviously we almost blew the
you got a little thing with your audio. I want to make sure that this is pristine. So why don't you leave and come back in? Leave and come back in. Let's get this right. All right. In the meantime, I'll get to Gunzy. What's up, Gunzy?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing well, man. First off, I just wanted to shout out Jimmy G. I thought he would fall flat on his face, to be honest. And I'm a Jimmy G guy. I just didn't know how he was gonna handle the pressure. So good to see that he keeps a starting job another week. But I wanted to ask you, bro. I really like this corner that we got, Demo. I kind of wanted to ask your opinion, just like, you've been at practice and stuff. Like, what is he like?
See, I'm surprised that he's so good because in the one-on-ones, he seems like okay. Like Ambry does better in the one-on-ones than him. But I guess I don't know, man. I guess he's understanding the scheme really well. To be honest, I never saw it. I feel like I missed it with this kid. So I'm curious to see him go up against. I mean, this is a huge challenge for him this week. The Heisman Trophy winner.
Like I'm excited for that.
If he could have gone up against Smith in college and shut him down, he would have been a first-round pick. So this is a big deal for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, like, I'm pretty disappointed with Ambry as much as most people, but like I'm gonna give him a year. He took a year off. So
I wouldn't write
I'm gonna give him a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But another thing, I know someone else brought this up earlier, but I'm excited to see how D'Amico handles running QBs specifically, just specifically running QBs, because I know that was Saleh's Achilles heel. So I'm real excited for tomorrow just to kind of see, like, I feel like it's going to tell a lot about who D'Amico is.
Agree. Absolutely. This is his first big test. We thought the Packers were going to be his first big test, but no, this is a big test. And the Niners should win this game.
Yeah, I think so too. But I thought he did well. I'm not gonna take too much off of him for that crazy shit that happened. Oh my God, sorry. Crazy stuff that happened, Lions game. I know how momentum goes. I think he played a pretty good game plan, but I don't know anything about what he does with running QBs. I know Bosa and Armstead like to go way upfield.
Yes, they do. You're right. Ford and Ebicom should be a little bit more disciplined. I'd like to see them rush Bosa from the interior on third down sometimes, because a lot of times they like to have Ford, Ebicom, and Bosa on the field together with Armstead on third down, and Ebicom will run from the interior. Nah, man, have it be Bosa. I'm just saying. I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
and this will be a really good prep for the Cardinals. Similar offense, similar quarterback. Good. It'll be good because it'll be good prep for that team in particular.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
that is. And then last thing is, I was one of those guys last year saying, like, why did we draft Kinlaw?
Yeah.
And then it was pretty damn apparent with the hole in the middle. You can't move him.
What they need. And I think even with Buckner, they're like, you're a great player, but you just don't fit the wide nine because you're not big and like you're not heavy enough. Like you're tall and people can hit you from the side and move you, but Kinlaw is like a boulder.
Dude, yeah, I watched a couple of games, a couple of plays from last year and been like, what was I not seeing? And I'm like, dude, this guy just doesn't move. Like, he might not get to the quarterback, but he might not get to the quarterback, but they don't move him. So like, I was like,
so if he plays this game, I mean, he could be he could fix the run defense by himself. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Man. Well, thanks for having me on, man. Hey, shout out Kobe.
What's up, Kobe? Good dog. Good to meet you. Peace, man. Later. I mean, let's make this work. What's up?
What's up? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. There you go. All
right.
Floor is yours.
Man, week 1 was concerning because obviously we almost blew the lead to the Niners. I mean, obviously almost blew the lead to the Lions, which shouldn't have happened because coming into the season, we were all confident as Niners fans, like, we're going to blow out the Lions. And then we almost choked at the end to Jared Goff on the Lions, which shouldn't have happened. Yeah. But, like, what even made it worse is that Matthew Stafford, Sunday Night Football, he looked awesome. He looked amazing. Yeah. The Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray, that team looked amazing. Like, that Kyler Murray looked like he was playing Madden on rookie mode with that Titans defense running around, scrambling. They couldn't catch him. Like, exactly if he's doing that to the Titans, what's going to happen with the Niners? Like, yes, we have Bosa. Yes, we have Ebicom. But, like, Kyler Murray already destroys us in 2019 and in 2020 because he uses legs and he's amazing when he's running with the football.
That's my MVP pick for 2021, Kyler.
But what happens, like, this year? Because, I mean, obviously Kyler looked good, and so did Russ look good. So, like, I don't want to say this too early, but I think we're the odd team out in the NFC West because all three teams.
At least they got Trey. If Trey can take over and get ready,
but I mean, like,
he's got the skill set.
He does, but like, will Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch say that, hey, yo, Trey, you're gonna get a starting job? Because if they did that, if they were gonna give Trey a starting job, he would have beaten him out in training camp and in practice and training camp. He would have done that.
But don't discount the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo could get benched or get injured. These are things that he could do. I mean,
he could, right?
He played the Lions great. Now he's got some. I mean, the Eagles will be tough. It's a very good pass rush. And the Seahawks will be tough in a couple of weeks. The Cardinals will be tough in a couple of weeks. Let's see how Jimmy does in the next few weeks. He could give this job away.
He could. The right, like just like you said, like the only two things that Jimmy Garoppolo would have to do for him to lose his starting job is obviously he has to play like ridiculously bad, right? Because we already know if Jimmy throws an interception, but we're still winning games, like Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are going to be like, yo, you're out of the game. You're throwing interceptions. No, he has to play ridiculously bad if the Niners and John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan consider even taking him out for Trey Lance.
I think that he needs to play lights out to keep Trey on the bench too. Like they were splitting time on the first drive, and then Jimmy was like 8 for 8 eventually, and he was lights out. So they kept Trey on the bench. But if he's 6 for 10, 6 for 11, you're going to keep seeing Trey split time with him in drives, and then like the hot hand eventually will take over. I think that could happen.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like one of those situations where, like, if Jimmy's playing good, I don't mind if we keep him on the field. But then if Trey's sitting on the bench, like, it's like if Trey's sitting on the bench, what are we gonna do? Because he's not gonna develop any sort of way sitting on the bench holding Jimmy Garoppolo's clipboard. Like, he's not gonna get better doing that. You put him on the field, like people already say this all around the league. Like, we have the worst quarterback in the division, whether Trey Lance is in, whether Jimmy G's in, and Jimmy G, we already know compared to all the other quarterbacks, he's not athletic. He can't run with the football. He has worse decision making compared to all 3 other quarterbacks in the division. He has the worst arm out of all 3 quarterbacks in the division. So like,
least mobile.
And like Trey Lance on the other hand, he's mobile. But like, if we're not letting him play this year, and you expect him, and let's say we play him next year, right? He's necessarily gonna be a rookie because he's gonna start playing his first year next year.
Hadn't played in 2 years. Starter. 2 years on the bench.
Yep. Yeah. He's gonna definitely look rusty if we start him next year.
Put him on the field. Put him on. I think he's going to play this week because to me, the Niners need to run the ball as much as possible because if they pass, bad things could happen with this pass rush of Philly. So how do you run the ball 35 times? You can't hand it off to Elijah Mitchell 35 times. And I don't know how much they trust Sermon and Hasty. I think Lance has to run in this game, man. I think he's got to run 6, 7, 8, 9 times.
Yeah, but if Kyle Shanahan does the same thing I did last week in Detroit, where like obviously the first drive that Trey Lance threw a touchdown, and like he stole Jimmy G's touchdown. But I mean, if you look at like third down plays, Kyle Shanahan would bring in Trey Lance, and Trey Lance had 3 carries that game and only 2 yards. Like that's not good. Like if you're gonna do the same thing against the Eagles, that's not gonna work. That's not efficient. Like if you think you're gonna be able to do the same thing on the Eagles, that's not gonna work because he had 3 carries and 2 yards. Like
they need to come out with the play action and then let that establish the run because defenses aren't going to respect his arm until he hits them with a couple of throws. And so far, he's 1 for 1 with touchdowns. So, hey, I mean, I got to take one more call and go, though. But it's been great to see you, man.
Great to see you too, man. Peace.
Good stuff. We'll do it again soon. All right, later. Last call of the day. Ian, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Grant? This is my first time on the channel. I'm from Farmington, New Mexico. I've been watching you since last year. Yeah, so I didn't really want to talk too much about tomorrow's game. I think we know what to expect. We know that the defense needs to show up and D'Amico needs to make those changes. I just think that they need to show us fans and the league that their defense is respectable after this game and just ultimately show themselves some confidence too, because as a team, confidence is everything. And I didn't really see that on the field on defensive side.
I agree. I would like to see that. It's supposed to be a dominant defense, but they kind of got pushed around a little bit by a good offensive line. They're facing another good offensive line this week. Next week, they don't with Green Bay. But this is another tough test for that interior, the Niners D-line. Let's see what they got.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be surprised if we're blowing them out by halftime. And I think that's whenever we should enter Trey into the game.
I agree. But they won't because of what happened last week, almost giving away 24.
And then you gotta think about the blowing the leads type of thing too. So, well, I just wanted to say it's always an interesting matchup playing against the Eagles. I don't know if you remember in 2010 where they were booing Alex off the field. Yeah. And then the next year it was Harbaugh's first year. We came back. Gore had the game-winning touchdown, and then we played them again with Kaepernick, and then he had that long throw across the field. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game. So
me too. Can't wait. Wish I was there. Where are you right now?
I'm actually at the gym. I'm in one of the tanning rooms. I totally forgot you were doing this Cohn phone, and I would have been at home wearing my Niner stuff, but I totally spaced it off.
That's all good. Great call, man. Call in anytime.
All right, thank you. See ya.
All right, later. At the buzzer, really? At the buzzer, huh? The show's over. The show's over, but let's do it real quick because the show it ended at 11. It's overtime. This is stoppage. How you doing? You just wake up?
Sorry. No, I was doing some errands today.
All right, you got the floor. Take us out.
Can you start giving them a hard time about the special teams too?
Absolutely. Especially George Kittle.
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, I have a soft spot for Kittle, so maybe that will be the nailing of friendship, Cohn.
Okay. Well, I mean, we all have a soft spot for him, but he needs to play better, George.
I mean, well, yes, because we expect great things from him, but everyone.
Yeah, it's true. Not just him.
Yeah, I mean, that was hard to watch. It was like, yeah, thanks, Denver. No, Denver, no. Detroit. Thanks, Detroit. It's both our special teams.
I know. Special team. It could have undone the Niners. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, remember that we have been talking about the special team since July.
Yeah.
So it started making them look and work on the special teams. That's your job.
Okay, quality control. I'll make sure. No more snafus on special. Who thinks gonna win?
49ers, obviously.
Is Jimmy gonna play well?
Obviously.
How many touchdowns?
At least 3.
3 touchdowns from Jimmy. All right, you called it here. Aldara, 3 touchdowns. All right.
I have to be positive. Remember?
You have to speak it into existence.
Yes, I'm the positive. You're the negative.
Me? What? That's not fair. I'm a very positive person.
Yeah, but not with
I think
James.
Eagles are going to play really well this weekend. I'm very positive. Oh man.
I'm positive with James. You're negative with James.
James.
Yes, it's not Jamie. It's like a nickname.
It's like he's 14. Yeah.
Yes, James is a grown-up name.
Yeah, James. Yeah. All right, Aldara. I gotta go. This was next time. Call in earlier.
I tried, but I wasn't home.
Okay, it's fair. All right. Well, I'm glad I got you. Good to see you.
Same.
Enjoy the game. Take care.
I will. You too.
All right. All the best. Okay, guys. That's the show. I'll be gone the rest of the day, but I'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the game. I'll see you afterward. Pre-game, post-game. You know how we do. See ya.